Hello everybody, welcome back to Real Outdoor Adventure. Today I just want to share a little tip for the Super Mach Tank 200 EFI scooter motorcycle. So if you remember from my last video, I actually lost my rear engine mount bolt and I lost the smaller bolt that goes to the engine case. And I'll tell you what, it was super hard to find the part. We weren't able to find those bolts anywhere online, like that are specific for the tank. So this is tip number one, you guys, before I even get into all of it. Tip number one is subscribe. No, I'm just kidding. Although that would be a bonus too. Tip number one, if you own any scooter or any motorcycle, but I'm going to say especially the Tank 200, anytime you get ready to ride, you're going to want to make sure that you inspect every bolt, every screw, everything before you ride. So I've seen other reviews that this tank is known for losing bolts and screws, and honestly, I haven't had a whole lot of problems with that. My tires have stayed good. My brakes have stayed good. Everything's pretty much stayed tightened down. But as you know, in the beginning, I had to assemble a lot of it myself. So I made sure that everything was tightened down really good. However, I did lose a couple of bolts over my time of riding last season. The first thing to come loose was these two bolts right here that go to the exhaust. So I had to tighten those down several times. So those are the main two that I kept losing. And then, as you know, which I can't really show you well now, but under here there's a rear engine mount bolt and a engine case bolt, which came out without me realizing it. So other than that, everything else has stayed really good, which is very important. You guys don't want to be dropping an engine while you're riding. So the thing about these Tank 200s is, especially if it's an online purchase like mine was, it doesn't come with a manual. It doesn't tell you how to put the thing together. It doesn't give you a part list. So everything is kind of trial and error when you're putting it together, as far as, you know, what bolt and screw goes where. You have to figure that out on your own. And if you lose any parts or break any parts, you're kind of on your own there too. Now, I did notice there are some places online where you could buy like the basic parts, like the brake plates, brakes, engine parts, things like that. But finding the hardware is a pain in the butt. I wasn't able to find the hardware anywhere online. I wasn't able to get a hold of the dealer to see about getting the new parts. So what we did is we just went to Ace Hardware and we kept trying out the different bolts until we found the ones we need. So I'll go ahead and I'll show you what those parts are. That way any of you ever have this problem. And also, before I get into that, I finally put my little trunk on. And, well, we probably didn't even do this correctly, but it's on there. We just took the extra bolts that it came with and we attached it right to the rack. We couldn't figure out how to get it onto the little sliders to where you'd be able to slide it on and off. But that's okay, because I don't need to slide it on and off. So we did finally do that. Looks kind of nice with it finally being fully complete, I guess. I like this because it has a huge reflector in the back. And I wish it lit up though. That would be really cool. And it might. I see a square in here, so I might be able to do something to make that light up. And then it has a backrest on it for if you have a passenger. So pretty cool. Okay, enough of all that. Now let's get into how you replace the rear engine mount bolt and the engine case bolt. The top hole is the rear engine mount bolt, and this lower hole is the engine case bolt. So for the rear engine mount bolt, we're using the M8 1.25 by 7.5. We're adding some Permatex thread locker. And we're going to tighten it down as much as we can. For the engine case bolt, we're using the M7-1 by 2.5. And of course, add your Thermatex thread locker. And we're going to tighten it down as much as we can. And now I'm all set. Now I don't have to worry about dropping an engine while I'm riding, and I'm ready to ride. Okay, so now that you have an idea of what you need and how you can fix those bolts on your scooter, I'll say again, most important tip of all, don't forget to check everything. Every time you ride before you go, just give a quick inspection. Make sure all your bolts are tightened down. You don't want anything to come loose at the wrong time while you're out there riding. But again, like I said, this was only a small issue. That was a fixable issue. Only cost me a couple dollars to fix. Other than that, she's running beautifully. So with that, happy riding, and I'll see you guys in the next video.